Knicks family? Welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with Rick the Ruler, as always. I'm here with my boy Eru the Any Star. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, man.
Representing the Die Hard Knicks podcast. We also got State here behind the scenes, but he's not ready. But he's here. He's here when he's ready. When he's ready, he'll be here.
I'm glad to see that he's alive, man. He was hanging out with me just now for the halftime show.
Yeah.
Man, that was a hard game to watch, man. It
Bro,
wasn't even
listen.
fun, man.
Listen, man, that was tough. That was definitely tough to watch, especially that fourth quarter was just it wasn't fun. Shout out to the chat. We in here. Of course, Steve Toon's already in there talking about your first like. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So let's get right into it. The Knicks lose 112 to 110. Very disgusting game. I mean, we were down by double digits at the half. Let's get the stats up here. And yeah, we were down at the half. What was it? 61-51. And then we went crazy in the fourth quarter. I think it was 40 to 25, 40-25 run.
Third quarter.
Third quarter. And that was beautiful. It was beautiful. It wasn't the best brand of basketball, of course, but it was good to see that we could fight our way back into a game, especially the last time we played these guys, they didn't have their stars, so it felt better to actually, see these guys actually play against this team at full strength. But yeah, man, it wasn't pretty. It ended with a few. First of all, it was disgusting. The refs were just I don't know. The last two nights, the refs just have. I don't usually complain about the refs a lot, but the officiating has been terrible, to say the least. I don't understand why there's been so many calls against our guys. Like, a lot of the stuff that we're seeing it's just regular basketball, but a lot of I'm not gonna blame the refs. But anyway,
Sorry not to, man. It was just a bad game to watch, man.
Just a bad game to watch. But seeing two of our bigs get fouled out, like that kind of stuff is just outrageous. Like, and not to mention a lot of those fouls were unnecessary. Like the one with Mitch trying to guard Cat all the way out like 30 feet from the basket. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, you have 4 fouls at that point. You have to stay in the game. It's the third quarter, but just I don't know, boneheaded moves. I think we fought ourselves this game.
The last foul on Gibson was not a foul. I just want to be clear.
What foul was it about?
When Beverly was running through and then he grabbed Gibson's arm and flung it in the air. They should have reviewed that. They should have challenged it, but they didn't. Yeah. And they let him get fouled out. And I thought that was just a bad sequence of plays. And Beverly is such a dirty troll of a player. Like I can't stand this guy, man. I really don't like him.
Yeah, if he was on the Knicks, he'd be a favorite player, though.
He would not. I still would not like him. I still would not like him.
I mean,
that's a lie too, man. Yeah.
I don't like his brand of basketball. I really don't. I don't like, because like there would always be somebody like that at the park. I couldn't stand playing with him. Like I would love for the game to be over just so I could just be like, nah, who got next? Like I really I hate that brand of basketball. I really do.
That's what people say, though. They say, "Oh, if he was in your team, you would love him, man." I agree with you. I wouldn't love him either, man. I just don't like playing like that. Those guys get under your skin. They're not there to play basketball. They're there to do some other stuff. I'm not really into that.
Right. I don't understand. The hype. A lot of people love him. I mean, he's a good guard to have off your bench. Cool. But a lot of the stuff he does is unnecessary. He did make some smart plays. He got under RJ Barrett a few times. But yeah, let's get back to these numbers. I'm a big RJ Barrett fan. Everybody knows that. RJ Barrett tonight was 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He's 6 for 16 from the field, 2 for 7, 3 for 6 from the free throw line. Like that, you got to fix those free throws. One of the trips, he was 0 for 2. I mean, even if you make 2 of those free throws, we have a different outcome in this game. But the biggest number that is just jumping out of the screen to me is his turnovers. Like, I don't know what it is within the past 2 games. He has 13 turnovers within the last 2 games. Just within 2 games.
Yeah, I feel like all those turnovers were right in that first quarter. He played really bad that first quarter, man.
There was a bad one in the fourth where he tried to jump and throw it cross court, and Anthony Edwards catches it mid court.
Yeah,
it's
he threw it right to him.
He threw it right to him. But I feel like what's been happening is they're trying to figure out the limits of RJ Barrett, and yeah, he's gonna have the ball in his hands a lot to make decisions. But are you going to do that to score, or are you going to do that to play make? And we're starting to see, all right, well, maybe you should just focus on scoring right now. Get that in your bag, and then work in the playmaking here and there, because putting the ball in his hands as we've done the last 2 games primarily has resulted in 13 turnovers, and a lot of them are in passes. It's not, a lot of them are literally him just trying to make the right read, but it's also him just trying to make too big of a play. You know what I mean? Usually when he makes a play that's like a wrap around the Mitch or just an alley-oop like that, those are the type of assists he can get. Dive into the zone and pass out to a guy in the corner. But this trying to jump and make plays across the court and throw the ball here and there, it's frustrating to watch. And like I said, I'm a huge RJ fan. But what you guys see from RJ? Go ahead, Ebro. What you see?
Well, just the RJ running the offense. Everyone's been complaining that Randall to get the ball out of his hands, just like run the offense through RJ. So this is the problem when you play against a team that has good role players like this. Shout out to what's these guys' name? Norwell, all these guys that they had.
Yeah, Noel.
Yeah, Noel. Some of these guys, they're just athletic guys. Even shout out to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt he played terrible. In the first half, he ended up getting 7 rebounds and 4 points. Yeah. But that doesn't tell how bad, stat wise he was playing. But defensive wise, he was, these type of players are going to give RJ problems because RJ doesn't have the beat bop boop. He has like you give him a pick and then he can get some space and he can create some stuff. Right. But it's really on Tom Thibodeau because you have to game plan these type of things. You got to know how the other team is going to play you. So okay, today we're not just gonna come out there and just run the same stuff we've been playing. We're playing the TWolves now, so we got to switch it up a little bit. Yeah. I know you agree with that, right, Rick?
Yeah, absolutely. I say it all the time. It's not really about the players you have, but it's about the matchups. What can you make happen from the matchups that are given to you each night? You're not playing the same team every night. You're playing a different team with a different set of skills. So you can't play the same game every single night. It's not going to work.
No. Yeah. I think the issue with us is we don't have an offensive identity. I think it's just that simple. We don't have an offensive identity that we can go to every single night. There's nights when we play like the team we're supposed to play, but it's hard for us to play like that because there's no game plan that says, hey, do this every night. I think it's just frustrating to watch because like tonight, Julius Randle, he had his spurt where he just went off and it was cool, but I'm tired of seeing you get into it when someone gets under your skin. Like let's see that all the time. Like the only time you want to play basketball is when somebody talks trash. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't really like that. You know what I mean? And and then it results in you playing ISO ball. He comes down the court and he's not looking. There was one play, he got fouled, but you went up on 3 guys.
Yeah.
You went up on 3 guys, my dude. Like, I don't give a damn what happened. You could have made both the free throws. Like, that's not a good play.
But Jordan usually played his best games when he had a chip on his shoulder. So
but the difference with Jordan was Jordan used it as fuel every game, but he practiced the same way. He got at his teammates the same way. Like, it was an all-around thing. It wasn't just, all right, I'm in a game and I can't get it going. And you made me mad. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, like Jordan was like that from jump ball. You know what I'm saying? Like if Randall was mad at somebody from jump, okay, cool. You mad at him the whole game. Pick somebody every game to get mad at. So from jump ball, you can get into it with them. If this is what's going to get you to play like the Julius Randle you are. But picking a guy in the third quarter who finally gets under your skin and now you want to play basketball. Like, come on, bro. Like this I'm getting old. It's getting old. I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, man. Guys, guys like Jordan and Kobe, all those great go-to scorers and stuff, they didn't get mad. They used it as motivation.
Yeah.
So that's a problem with Randall. He has to get mad in order for this to happen. One thing I want to say too, man, like a lot of times when he got the ball, especially when he was quote unquote getting mad, it was like a lot of kung fu fight. He was like doing this while I was like, what is he doing, man? It's like me and State was laughing because he was just going crazy. Yeah, throwing pushing guys, straight pushing guys with his hand.
Yeah, he got away with a lot of that stuff.
Hitting guys with the ball and stuff. I mean, calm down.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah. It was enough for me to watch. State was good. State, how you doing, bro? How you feeling, man?
So
it's so over it. Listen, I know you sick and tired of the Julius just having to watch him play, but
nah, I'm not even mad at Julius. Like I've come to terms with him. Like him and Art. Like I know they both played bad tonight. Like I was watching the game with Ebro, but my anger wasn't towards them. Like I'm
Tibbs.
Tight with Tibbs. Like
I knew it.
Terrible, bro. He is so bad. Like you don't get tired of getting on here and complaining about the same thing. No, I love talking about the Knicks, but you don't get tired of bringing up the same ish every time, bro. Every time it's rotations, bro.
Every time. I mean, listen.
I gotta ask you this. You see the Timberwolves is athletic in the front court. Why is Taj playing, bro? Why?
I don't. Yo, listen. When he took out, who was it? The last person that fouled out? It was Taj, right? When Taj fouled out and he didn't put Jericho in there and he put in Burks.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, this is game. This is game over. You got a 7-footer on the other side of the court who's a star player, and you want Julius to guard him?
He doesn't trust him. Sims has not been proven. He didn't want him out there. I get that, but
bro, at this point, who can guard Cat?
I know
who can guard Cat. Nobody. Just throw a big body out there.
You gotta try to hurt him, push him around,
like somebody out there. You know what I'm saying? Someone who can put more. I don't know, man.
It's not even that, bro. The reason why we went down in this game, bro, is because of offensive rebounds. Taj is mad old, bro. He don't need to play every game, bro. He damn sure don't need to be playing more minutes than Obi Toppin. So I'm already hot with that. But you see the Timberwolves have so much athleticism in their front court, and you say the hell with the fans. The fans chanted Obi.
Yeah,
the hell with them. I'm gonna win mine.
That was crazy, and then we end up losing the game behind that.
That's the NBA gods. That's the NBA gods.
The crazy thing about that is when you look down the bench to call to call Burks, Obi thought he called him. So Obi was about to get up and he was like, oh,
nah. He was hoping he called him. He didn't think he called him. He was hoping because he heard the crowd. He was just like,
yeah. He heard Obi and then he looked down the bench. He was like, oh. He was like, go ahead, man, go ahead. But it was like, listen, I don't know what is going to have to happen to get Tibbs out of here. So I'm not trying to make get Tibbs, like fire Tibbs, my mantra. Like I don't want to make that my thing right now because I'll be sitting here saying that for like 2 years.
Sorry,
you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go there. I think there's a lot of other things we gotta correct before we complain about the coach. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot. Like there was a few plays on. Like I can't stand watching Julius not help on the second effort sometimes. I can't stand watching Mitch overcommit sometimes and make silly, ridiculous fouls. Just you know what I mean? Tibbs taking Grimes out when he's really just playing an excellent role on both sides of the court.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, man. Like to me, there was just so many things. Like there was so much ISO basketball tonight that it just drove me insane. Like I can't watch this team run ISO basketball because we're not good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see if we went to ISO because it was like, all right, we need a bucket. This is what we're gonna do to continue to get down the court. But that's not our identity. We don't have an offensive identity. Somebody has to be hot, and us in order for us to be going through something every single game. Now, if you got the guys out there running pick and roll swinging the ball around like we've had. Like Kemba's my guy, but the ball kind of stopped when he was in the game because you got to have him set the play up, hit you with the crossover. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta include him on what's going. It's just a very.
Who do we play right before the Hornets? Whatever team it was,
Hawks.
the Hawks, whatever. Their teamwork was ideal in that game. The ball movement, the passing, just the play. It was perfect, and you would think that would continue on. But then they played the Hornets. I didn't get to see that game, but it from what I heard, it was not a great game, teamwork wise, ref wise, and then tonight it kind of seemed like they were coming out of that in that third quarter, but then the fourth quarter, I don't know, I guess they fizzled. So
but against Atlanta Hawks, it's like we wanted it more. That game, I feel like the guys were up for that game. You know, we were up for that game, but I don't know how you play home games and you can't get up for a home game. We went to Atlanta and smoked them in their house, and in 2 straight home games, we get smoked. You know, basically in these 2 games, it's embarrassing.
Atlanta games we're always gonna get up for them because they hurt us.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like
that history.
You know what I mean? Because of that history. They hurt us there. So they gonna go in there and play amazing when they play against Atlanta. But
the scariest part about this is like we have 37 games left, and 30 of those games is against playoff teams and play-in teams. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Move. I have no faith in the Kemba Walker Evan Fournier thing. I don't want to see Kemba Walker play no more. That's just me. The ball stops. We gotta accommodate him on offense. I'm good on Kemba.
He couldn't even guard Patrick Beverly, bro. Yo, Patrick, you see the moves Pat got?
What moves?
There you go.
There you go. Oh man.
It's bad, man. I love the guy. I really like. Wish he had a role. If he could be the backup here, that would be perfect. But that's just not going to be his role. We know this. Like, you got a handicap spot, like in the parking lot. Like that's Derrick Rose's spot. Like he's not going anywhere. Derrick Rose is right here. He's gonna be here to stay, no matter if he's hurt or not. Like that's Derrick Rose's spot. Don't you worry about it. You're gonna have to get traded. Derrick Rose could be out for the season, and they would trade Kemba Walker and not bring him off the bench because that's Derrick Rose's spot.
When it comes down to it, man, we actually have talent. Though we have a lot of talent on the roster. So to play the iso ball and have guys just sitting down, and then the way that we're running into double teams and triple teams, straight up passing it to the other team and stuff, it's embarrassing because we running Fournier, we got Kemba out there, we got Julius Randle, we got RJ Barrett. We have enough firepower. We got Quickly coming off the bench. We have enough. We got Obi. We got enough firepower where we can come together with some kind of scheme to get these guys going. Not saying we're gonna win more games, but just for the simple fact that we got this talent, we should be able to flick the ball around. Right. The ball should be able to flick around, and somebody should be able to get open just basically off of that, off of just ball movement. But we don't have that type of thing going on. Everything is iso, dribble, sticking to this, a drive and kick, run into the double team, triple team. It comes back into Tibbs' lap. Right. We're just not utilizing anybody the way they should be used.
Right, and it's bad. It's that they just don't go well together. I mean, if you look at Evan Fournier tonight, he had 27 points, right?
Yeah, he was cooking.
He was cooking, and that's kind of what you bring him here to do. You know what I mean? 5 for 10 from the 3. 10 for 17 from the field. Like he was making some good shots. So you can't really be mad at Evan tonight because without Evan, let's just be real, we just wouldn't have been in that game. But it doesn't mean that that's what I want to see every single night.
But he giveth and he taketh.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie though. Evan was actually playing some good defensive possessions.
His defense was up tonight.
There was some possessions where he was even playing good defense. Like this game, I really can't even get at Evan as much as I like to. I would like to. Trust me, I would like to get at Evan.
He was good money. He just could never get the timely stop for me. That's timely stop. He's a bench wing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind him bringing up. I mean, he's the ideal sixth man. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know why that's not something that we've tried out at this point. He's someone who needs the ball in his hands, obviously, to take 17 shots and to catch fire. And if he's off the bench, if he's not hitting, then it's not a big deal that you're not bringing him back in the game. But when he's a starter, you have to continue to give him minutes and feed him the ball because he's a starter. But when you're paying him 17, I mean, how much is he getting paid? $19 million per.
Yeah.
You can't really, just bring him off the bench and just do that. I don't know. Whatever their reasoning is on how that situation is going to go. I'm just concerned about how we're going to find minutes for Cam Reddish in this lineup. Quentin Grimes needs to play more minutes. I don't know what we're going to do with Quickly now that Kemba's back. Like I don't know what's going on.
Yo,
I don't know.
Trade.
Obi.
He gonna ask for a trade. Watch. Yo, that is.
Quickly.
This is like
Obi?
Frank all over again. This is like
Obi
Frank
or Quickly. Obi or Quickly is gonna ask for a trade.
Bro, it's no reason why. This is just like Frank Ntilikina. Like
No. Say who are you talking about?
What I mean by that is you pick a guy with a top 10 pick, 8th overall, and you do not give the guy the minutes that he needs to develop. And Obi shouldn't even need minutes to develop, but he needs the minutes. And he doesn't get them. And he deserves them.
Well, at this point, Obi's not really a developmental guy. He just needs to get burned. He needs to get burned, and they need to run. They need to run offense through him and give him a shot to make him successful. Frank, he just is what. I don't want to talk badly about that guy. He's handsome. You know what I'm saying? Look like he smells good and shit. He got like a bright future ahead of him. Selling purses and scarves.
He's definitely got him a bright future there. But listen, man, I don't know. Like I just feel like there's a situation, a logjam here. There's no identity, there's no offensive identity. At least they've been playing better defensively. As of this year, I think before our last two games, at least we were the best defensive team in the league. But clearly, last game that plummeted, letting Miles Bridges just do whatever the hell he wanted. That game. Which was just frustrating. We didn't get to talk about that game last night. Miles, and first of all, I'm just gonna say it, Miles and Scary Terry just threw up a whole bunch of buckets that went in. Like none of those shots. Maybe a few. I'll give them a few. A lot of those step back that Miles hit, those are some good shots. But let's be real. At least 6 or 7 of his shots were like luck shots that he kind of like went in because he was just having energy. He tossed it up the right way. Tay Rozier, like he's a bad shot maker. That's just what he's known to do. He's not really a good shot taker. Yeah. It wasn't a game that we should have lost, but they just let certain guys get hot every single night. It's very frustrating to watch. But it is what it is. Let's get into someone else tonight that I feel like we've talked about in some good and bad ways. Mitchell Robinson. 20 minutes tonight. He was 4 for 5 from the field. He ended up with 8 points, 6 rebounds. How do you guys think he looked against Cat tonight?
Good question.
I don't want to be first.
I think he played scared. I think he could handle him, but Cat has more control over his body, and I still feel that Mitchell Robinson still does not know how to control his own body.
Right.
I like his play his last couple of games. This one, I just feel like they told him, "Yo, you gotta do better against Cat," and I think it just got into his head, and I think it affected the way he played. But I still feel like he's trying to find his game, trying to figure his what his role is in the NBA, even though it should be pretty clear what his role is. But he fouled out. You can't. He's got to do better than that.
Go ahead, Eru. I know you didn't want to start, but go ahead.
Well, I'm just not a fan of his game, man. Like when we play against guys that don't have no big men, and the guy is little, you see him doing this, you see him dunking, and he's skipping the goofy thing that he does. But then a game like today, when you're playing against somebody with a little bit of skill, now you see him throwing his hands up, he's complaining to the refs, he's all upset, he fouls out of the game. He's not dominating, he's not getting the dunks that he wants. So this is the gift and the curse with Mitch Robinson, because everybody can see what he brings to the table, but just when we play against somebody that's decent, I don't know if it's him that the gaining weight, that type of stuff, but at a certain point you got to stop giving guys excuses, man, because it's mental stuff. You can't those things you can't constantly keep doing over and over again, because at this point now, what is he, like a 4-year vet now? So I mean, you have NBA experience, so being out of shape is one thing, being too heavy is another thing. But NBA experience, man, come on, man. At this point now, some of the things that he does and it's stuff that he could be complaining about, that's alarming to me, man. So and then Cat didn't even play all that good, for all sense of purposes or whatever. Yeah.
What about you, Stay? How you feel about how my boy Mitch looked tonight against Cap? Hold on. There you go.
I'm over here trying to read up stats. Mitch looked good first quarter, and then after the first quarter, he just was invisible. I just think Mitch is just so point guard dependent.
Yeah.
That
Obi is too, which is yeah.
But does a point guard make them play defense though?
I think he competed on defense. I didn't see a problem with him on defense, me personally. I just think the Knicks, when he was off the floor, the athleticism in the front court dropped off considerably. And, I think he did the best that he could. Mitch is only as good as the amount of times he touches the ball. And when his guards wants to pass him the ball, and RJ wants to pass him the ball, and Randy wants to pass him the ball, I think that's when he looks good.
Right.
He's point guard dependent, man. We know what this is, man. I honestly think the coaching staff is holding him back a little bit. I think he got more to give.
Do you know? What are they holding him back? How are they holding him back?
That's a good question.
I think he got more to his game than just, dive into the rim. I think he can do more. I think we can give him the ball on the side of the block, tell him go get a bucket. One spin move go around your defender. I think he can do that. I just think that the coaching staff don't let him.
So what's Mitchell Robinson's role? He's supposed to play defense, rebound, block shots, that type of thing, right? So guess who led the team in blocks today? I don't know if you want to put the stats up.
Julius Randle.
Julius Randle got 4 blocks. How many blocks did Mitch Robinson have? Zero.
Wow.
Okay. 0. 6 rebounds in 20 minutes. 0 blocks.
Don't start that, man. I didn't see seasons where Kevin Knox had more blocks than Julius Randle. So don't start that tonight.
No, but we're talking about Mitchell Robinson, not Julius Randle. We're talking about Mitchell Robinson.
I know. Mitchell Robinson, too. So I've seen games where he don't block shots and he look lethargic and he has less blocks.
I agree. I partially agree with you, State, though. I do feel that Mitch can do a little bit more, but I don't think it's the coaching staff that's holding him back. I think it's him that's holding himself back. We saw in the game, I think it was against the Hornets where he got the ball and he was at the 3-point line and he crossed and then went straight to the hole.
Yeah, he hit Cody Zeller. It was the Plumlee. It was one of the Plumlees.
Yeah,
he hit him with the crossover and then the Euro and then dunked it. And I'm like, all right, well,
yeah,
okay.
I think he can do that, but I don't think it's the coaching staff that looks to him and says, "Hey, don't do that." I just don't think he has a mind to do it in the game. I don't know what got him to do it at that point, but I don't think it's the coaching staff that's holding him back. I think it's him that's holding himself back.
I think Mitch has a lot to figure out about his game offensively. Yeah. I think I'm also not going to say that the coaches, he's the kind of guy that he needs a point guard to be effective. He just does. Or he needs a guard that's going to get him involved in everyday activities. We don't, primarily who handles the ball for us? Julius Randle. He's not really going to be looking for Mitch in a lot of pick and roll situations, or because he looks at the game a little bit different. Julius is gonna look for shooters.
Yep.
He's gonna look for someone who can slash and get to the basket. The only time he really hits Mitch with passes is when Mitch is cutting, or if he cuts to the basket, if he drives to the basket and Mitch's man steps off of him and he hits him with the wraparound. I don't think Mitch really, like tonight, one of the plays in the first quarter was Kemba Walker getting the alley to Mitch. And that's the only way you can really get him involved. He's not a guy you can throw him the ball, put his back to the basket, one move and a hook. You know what I mean? I would like to see that from Mitch, but I'm also scared to give up Mitch for someone like a Miles Turner, and then we're struggling with all of the other things that comes with Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? I think Miles Turner might get you some blocks, but he's not a good interior defender. He's not a good pick and roll defender at that. So it's just I'm scared about how to handle the Mitchell Robinson situation because I'm not sure what else is out there.
The thing with Mitchell Robinson, what's his role though? His role is not to be a part of the offense. Because right now we can't even get shots for Fournier, Randall. We can't even figure that out with those guys. So Mitchell Robinson should be the last person that we're thinking about trying to get the ball to. Not setting any place for him because we don't even set place for the other guys. So what I'm trying to say is that if Mitchell Robinson should be walking, no matter if he plays 20 minutes or 30, he should be walking in that gym 10 rebounds a game, straight like that. If he doesn't get 10 rebounds a game, then he's useless. If he's not giving you 1 or 2 blocks, 2-3 blocks a game, he's completely useless. He's not doing his job. So I mean, a point guard to get him alley-oops and that type of thing. I mean, we can't even get Obi Toppin alley-oops. But I mean, the job. What is your job? What is your function on this team? The primary function of him is to rebound, block shots, defend. On the defensive end, he's the one that's supposed to be the point guard, anchoring the defense, telling everybody where to go, because he's the anchor. He's the point guard on defense.
Can I ask you a question? Can I shoot y'all a question? I want to know. I think we're half the season or whatever. I want to know, any one of y'all can start off. What is the identity of the offense?
I asked these guys earlier. I told them there's no offensive identity. We don't have an offensive identity.
We don't have an identity, period, to be perfectly honest. Offense, defense, we don't.
So in your opinion, an identity to an offense is your personnel, is dictated by your personnel?
By personnel, you mean
it's
players and coaches, or you mean just coaches?
I mean just players. Not even the coaches, beside the coaches, just players. Like, the identity of your offense is according to your personnel.
Nah. Your identity should be based off of what the coach. This is my thing. This is what I'm saying. If you're gonna have, it don't matter if you got Julius Randle in there or if you have Charles Barkley. If you don't give them a role, they're gonna be out there just doing whatever. Now, that's not to say that they don't have a role, but when it comes to an offensive identity, it's easier to fit into a slot on an offense that has an identity. It's easier to fit into Golden State's offense. Why? Because they have an identity. They know exactly what Golden State's offense is going to be. If you look at the Timberwolves offense, they came into the league putting up the most threes. I think they're the leading team in 3-pointers. That's their identity. That's why they were able to beat us tonight, because they hit a lot of shots. They hit a lot of 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? And that scheme, that schematic, it wasn't there before they got that coach there. They got the same players, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's not indicative of the players you have. It's based off the coach and what schemes he has set for you every single game. And that's clearly been the issue that we've had, is offensive sets that we just don't see.
It goes hand to hand, right? The coaches and the players.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Like everyone seems to want Fournier to be a defensive stopper, Randall, Walker. These guys never done that in their careers. Taj Gibson is old as hell, man. But I don't know what Tom Thibodeau sees in him that wants to keep playing him all these minutes. Grimes and all these different guys, all of us, if you were the coach of the team, we all would have our own scheme of how we would get it together. And I just don't think that Tom Thibodeau is not even looking at that. I think he just got like, listen, this is the way I play, and this is how we're gonna do. Move the ball, play defense. But I mean, listen, bro, you got Grimes, man. Why are you not playing Grimes? You got Obi Toppin. Why is he in the corner shooting 20% from three? I just don't get it. What are you doing?
Why is
what are you doing?
See, why is Obi Toppin allowed to be out there so often? That's my thing. When he's
I'd
there,
rather see State. I'd rather see you coach. I'd rather see anybody else coach but Tom Thibodeau, man.
To me, it's just odd. Someone who shoots the ball at that rate. I love Obi, but be effective. If you're going to be out there shooting that many threes, you're taking away the opportunities for you to have effective basketball plays. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to be standing behind the 3-point line, all right, that you're limited. What are you going to do at the 3-point line, Obi? Do you have the handle to get yourself open, to create a shot for yourself at the 3-point line, or are you only there to receive a pass for an open jump shot? Where else does Obi go when he wants the ball? Where have you seen Obi go when he wants the ball?
To the hole.
That's it. Where have you seen Obi go in an offensive set in half court and ask for the ball?
To the corner. He's not. That's it. I don't.
That's my issue with Obi. I want to see you get more physical. The same way. And listen, I'm not mad at anyone who's learning how to stretch the floor. I would like for you to be in more. And this is not to say this is why Tibbs doesn't play him. No, because I can point out a whole lot of things. And this is also not what I'm saying is wrong with Obi. I'm trying to point out the set that Tibbs does not put these guys in areas where they can be most effective. Obi is not effective standing out there at the 3-point line. He's just not. And to play him for the 10 minutes a game that you play him and have him sit out there at the 3-point line just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't see how that's going to work in any.
But where can Obi go? Based on the team that we have right now, where can Obi go? Where?
Bro, you can run the same. He's first of all in every half court set on every second lineup that you have. When you have Quickly out there and you might have Burks out there and you have Obi with him, there's no reason why if Quickly's the guard and Obi's the big and primarily in that scenario, there's no reason why he can't set a pick and just go to the box and put his hand up in post position. You know what I'm saying? Like just that.
Tom Thibodeau never calls that.
But he never calls that play for him. The only place he could call for Obi is an alley-oop. Literally, that's it.
Well, Randall and Obi play the same position, right?
Yes.
Why when Randall's in the game, the power forward plays a certain way, but then when his backup comes in, all of a sudden the backup is in the corner. What the hell? Why isn't Obi in the same spots that Randall is?
That's what I'm saying.
That's simple mathematics. You substituted Randall and put Obi in. How come Obi is not in Randall's spot? If Obi was in let's say the pinch post kind of area, that's his operating area, man.
But they have the same skill set though.
But look, he doesn't have the same skill set is what I'm saying. But
you don't want him dribbling though.
Right, but I'm also saying you don't leave him in the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If he's not effective in the post, then why sit him in the corner where he's not effective? He's less effective.
If you put Obi in Randall's spot where he is, then you just run action through Obi in that spot. But don't put him in the corner because you never put Randall in the corner. Randall's never in the corner.
Right.
Why is Obi Toppin always in the corner? It don't make no sense. They're playing the same position.
See what
that's weird.
Right, this is what I'm saying. Joe saying, what skill set does Obi have that he should be put in that situation? And
Well, that's the thing. The point I'm trying to make is that we don't want him dribbling through his legs and doing what Randall does. We don't even want Randall doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My thing is, if Obi's in that area, you send a pick for Obi to go around the middle to catch alley oops. You set up a play for Obi in those areas to get what he does. Well, off. You don't stick him in the corner because that ain't right either.
Right. I'm just saying anything outside of sticking him in the corner, which should work, especially someone who's athletic, someone who's an energy guy, someone who gets you. If the best time Obi can get you plays is off of a broken play, off of an alley oop, or off of a rebound or something like that, then you have to put him in situations where he can be effective to do those things. So I get it. He probably has too much on his plate to sit there and figure out what he's going to do for Obi in those 10 minutes that he's in the game. You know what I'm saying? That's probably his mindset on it. It's probably like, yo, all right, what are we really going to do with Obi for 10 minutes? Are we really going to run an offense through Obi for 10 minutes? Which I understand. But what I'm saying is it's not just an Obi thing. What I'm saying is we went into tonight and last night looking like a completely different team than we did before. You know what I'm saying? And we went to the ISO.
Agreed.
That's just my thing. If you look at Tom Thibodeau's offense, it's primarily, and no matter what team he's on, it's ISO. That's where he's most effective offensively. He gets a lot of his possessions and points on ISO. I can't sit here and say that if there was another coach that Obi would still be averaging the same, or Quickly would still be averaging the same. I just feel like these guys could be more effective in certain positions outside of just standing in the corner, or there being, like I always tell you guys, when there's a set on this side of the floor, if Julius is going to run a two-man game with Evan on the left side of the floor, there should be some movement on the right side. It shouldn't be so easy for the guys that are defending the right side, the three guys that are just defending them. They shouldn't just be standing there, because whatever breaks down on the left side, if they break off to the rim, everyone's just standing there. There's no cuts going on. There's nothing else going on. That's my issue with Tom Thibodeau's offense.
Bro,
I would like to see more movement. I'd like to see more off-ball movement. The only movement I see half the time is the movement with the guys that are involved with the play.
Yeah.
And that's
Everybody else is watching.
Everybody else is watching.
That's on Tibbs, man. Tibbs gotta do better coaching, man. And I already said, like, it's not going to change. We can talk about it till our faces is blue, but I don't think it's going to change. I think Thibodeau wants to win his way, and he doesn't want to win another way. But, the whole Butapa thing, what frustrates me the most for me is we picked the guy with the 8th pick, and I was under the impression that, we was going to involve him. Like, we wasn't going to treat him like draft picks. We was going to, develop him, even if he needed development, which I don't think he does. I think he just needed minutes. And the way that we're doing this to him, playing him 9 minutes, is like, why would you even draft him? When you had Halliburton, you had Cole Anthony, you had so many other options. You could have even traded the pick.
I'm gonna say this, yeah. I'm gonna say this, and this is hard to say because I love Obi. That, well, he kind of said it for me. The Obi pick was a mistake, not necessarily a mistake, but it's, if you look at how the team was constructed and what they were going through at that time, they didn't think they were going to keep Julius Randle. Right. That wasn't something that they believed was going to happen.
Right.
So you pick the guy that, all right, I'm going to have to fill this position. There's a high pick, a lottery pick that can play at that position. Perfect. This is exactly what we need. And that's what they did. They went and made that choice. Was he the right fit for the team once Julius decided he wanted to play basketball? No.
Nah.
Unfortunately, that's what happened. But that's what we do. Instead of time and time again, not to get at Obi, but this is the second time we picked a big when our team needed a guard. And the first time we did it was the Steph Curry draft or the DeMar DeRozan draft. or whatever draft you want to name or player
The
you want to
Jordan Hill
name in that
draft.
draft. But all of those guys were guards when we picked Jordan Hill, who's not even in the NBA anymore. So, this is a running issue now. I love Obi, but Obi is not better than Julius, so clearly he's not going to play over Julius. But if you look at a guy like Grimes, who's here this year, he seems to be getting more minutes than Obi. Why do you think that is? Simple answer, guys.
And, to tell you the truth, I don't know. To tell you the
Because
truth,
he's playing better than Obi Toppin, guys. It's that simple.
well, he's at the
playing
same
better.
time, Grimes is being used better. He's being used in this proper context. I think Grimes is probably the only guy.
Strength. Grimes knows his strength and plays to his strength.
Obi knows his strengths too. Obi keeps doing this. He knows that's his strength. Every time he comes down the court, he's doing this. Obi knows his strengths too.
Yeah, but I mean, is that his only strength? Like, where else are we gonna play him? Because this is my thing.
That's his only strength.
If you look at it, Grimes, if Grimes' shot isn't playing, Tibbs still put him out there. Why? Because he can still play defense. He can still bring you other things to the team. He's not just going to take shots. Right. If he's not going to make the shot, he's going to make a good play. He's going to get you in a fast break situation. It's his skill set allows for him to be used more effectively. I think Obi's situation is, I think Obi needs a guard who's having a good game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at when Obi was playing well, it was primarily when he was playing next to Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly. And that's not the lineup he's been playing with for the past month. And that's how long he's been looking bad. So I think there is a better side to the Obi thing, but unfortunately it comes with point guard play, which we just don't have right now. And certain guys are like that. Even Amari Stoudemire was not really effective without a point guard.
And he also wasn't sitting in the corner either.
I mean, but he also knew his game. Amari knew his game from early.
If Tom Thibodeau was coaching, that's what I'm saying. If Tom Thibodeau was coaching Amari Stoudemire, he would have been sitting in the corner, shooting threes like this, all the way in the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I would like to say if Amari Stoudemire was coached by Tom Thibodeau, he would have been a better defensive player because that was something that he really struggled with when he was a Knick. But I really just would like to see more youth on this team. I don't know how we're gonna get some minutes for Cam Reddish. I cannot wait to see this guy play. Do I think he's a savior? No, but I think it'll help our wing situation. We have to figure out what we're doing with Kemba Walker. It's just going to be a year-long experiment. It's just going to be up until the trade deadline. What we have 3 weeks until that deadline. Like, we need to figure out what we're doing. And if we're going to commit to Kemba Walker, it can't be for 2 weeks and then he's out for 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks and then he's out for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't like that?
I can't stand it. Like, you remember me saying at the beginning of the season, our problem is that we have 2 backup point guards as our main point guards. Yeah. And that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Team full of backup point guards.
Yeah. I mean, and to the point where Tibbs is starting to play Burks over quickly at the point.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's another conversation I don't want to get into.
He benched Walker for Burks.
No.
Tom Thibodeau was bugged out, man.
I'm not really sure why he chose Burks in those last minutes of the game. I know Burks, he has like this weird fourth quarter ability to just all of a sudden turn into like this great player, but tonight was not the night at all. So I'm not really sure.
The only shot he made was a shot that didn't count.
Exactly.
I mean, and this is what happens. You bring Kemba back, and now Burks has to figure out how to be effective again. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's less on ball. Same thing with RJ tonight. I think that's why RJ struggled a little bit. RJ played a terrible game in terms of turning the ball over. Like, it was just bad. Like I mentioned it earlier, the last 2 games to have 13 turnovers in the last 2 games, and a lot of those off of passes. You got to be a better player. You just do. And I'm the biggest RJ Barrett fan. I say it all the time. You got to be a better player. You do have to. I mean, these guys actually have to figure out what to do with Kemba. I don't mind Evan being here if he's going to be a backup. I just don't think Evan should be a starter here. I like Evan here. I don't want him to be a starter. You know what I'm saying? But you got to figure out how that rotation is going to go. There's too many guys in that rotation. You got to figure out what you're doing with Quickly. Are you going to commit to Quickly as a point guard? If you commit to Quickly as a point guard, that makes it easier for your wing situation, because now when Rose is there, he's not necessarily just your two guard, your backup two guard.
Rose fit then. If Quickly's the point guard, Quickly's your backup point guard, who's the starting point guard?
No, I'm saying if you want to commit to Quickly as your starting point guard and Rose as your backup, and you move Kemba, that'll work. But when you're running Quickly as your backup two next to Derrick Rose, he's more off ball. Yeah, he's a good shooter in that situation, but that's not what do we want Emmanuel Quickly to be? You know what I'm saying? Like we're at that point where I don't know if what Tom Thibodeau is doing with Quickly is going to help him long term. You know what I'm saying? You keep bringing in guys that are going to play over him at the point guard or at the two guard. It doesn't matter which way you put it. Someone's playing over Quickly.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What I don't like about Quickly is I think he holds the ball way too long. I feel like he's constantly searching for the perfect play rather than just moving the ball around and creating a play. Like you said earlier, there's a lot of standing around, a lot of watching. And when he's moving, he likes to move, and he's dribbling, looking for the team to create something rather than him being the point guard and making the play. And I think that's why he doesn't start. Like, you see what Rose does.
Yeah.
Kemba, I can't say you see what Kemba does because he is kind of a one-on-one type player. But you see what Rose does. He creates. He gets people to move. He directs. Even when you saw Russell out there, you saw him telling his team what he wants them to do. He's creating. Quickly, he's watching, dribbling, and then there's little time left, and then the shot goes up. It's not what you want to see in a starting point guard. So I think that's why he doesn't get the start.
Yeah, he doesn't have no method to his actions. He's just kind of like chicken without a head. Oh, should I go this way? No, this way. No, bring it back.
Right.
Oh, he's kind of like that.
And then he'll just find out what happens, and whatever happens, then that's not what you want to see in a starting point guard. And yes, experience is a factor. And I think the same thing with Obi. Like, I don't think Obi knows what to do when he's on the court. He does a lot of running around, and he just doesn't look confident. So that's why he doesn't really get a lot of play. Randall, even though he does a lot of boneheaded things, he's very physical, and he makes plays. Like, he'll get to the line, even though he'll blow important baskets, like as we saw tonight. But he's creating for the team. You don't have to love it, but he does what he does. He gets physical. He gets under the other players' skins, and he makes things happen. But I don't see Obi doing that. Obi, he apologizes. He helps people up. He smiles. It's not what you want to see in a competitor. So, I mean, like, a lot of that is a factor. We can say it's coaching. We can say it's this. We can say it's that. But ultimately, the player's got to want it. And I don't think I think he wants to want it, or he wants to be out there, but he hasn't proven anything. So, I mean,
I think Obi will figure it out.
He's a very talented guy too.
Very talented. I think he will. He's the kind of guy that will get himself in a position to be a good player once he gets somewhere, or gets a coach that will commit to getting him the ball. And in certain situations, but he also has to earn it. He has to put the work in. He has to. It's going to take a summer. This is not going to. Listen, I don't think Obi should be starting. I just want Obi to get consistent minutes. I don't want Obi to be starting just yet. With the people who are saying trade Randall for Obi, you jumping way too ahead of the gun.
That's crazy. And then what's your plan at that point?
And then what is your plan? And then
you're back at square one again.
You're back at square one. So Obi is not a starter just yet. He's definitely someone I don't want to get rid of because he's not a starter. You know what I'm saying? People, there's a lot of things too with people. If you're not a starter, then there's no reason to have you. But I think he can learn a lot from these guys. He just needs to be patient and to continue to develop. He gets better. He's shown us last year that he had a tough run, and then all of a sudden he just got better toward the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Obi has the work ethic to be a good player. He just doesn't have it yet. That's it. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
there was a trade tonight. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Denver, Boston, and San Antonio.
Denver, Boston, and San Antonio.
So it begins. The trade season begins. You know, it's always one of those little.
How'd that trade go? Who was in that trade involved in that?
Well,
speak on it.
Bobo to the Celtics with PJ Dozier. Hanna Gomez, whatever his name is going to the Spurs.
This is on Twitter?
Yeah, that's some Woj bomb.
Woj said it. It's real.
It's just weird because I mean, see like Herman Gomez, the Juancho. Denver was acting like he was going to be their starting small forward the way that he was playing at one point, but now they gave up on him. And next thing you know, he's out of here. He's going to San Antonio. Same thing with Brian Forbes. Forbes was, I think he was on the Bucks, right?
Forbes, yeah.
You know, he was playing good there.
He was on the Bucks. He won the chip last year,
yeah. Now he's on Denver. Like how? You know, how did that happen? You know, and then Bobo finally got traded, and PJ Dozier was playing good for Denver. Why did you trade him?
Hold on. You mean to tell me that the Bobo trade to Detroit got nixed because of his injury? So he decides to have surgery for that injury that he found out about during his physical, and then he gets traded to the Celtics.
Yeah.
How the hell does that work?
The Celtics don't care about the surgery, I guess. Detroit was like they ain't having it.
And Karl Anthony Towns leaves his post-game conference, daps teammate, and says, "Bing bong that." We're gonna remember all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a cornball, man.
He's a cornball.
You saw him on his cell phone at the end of the game. He's on his cell phone. I mean, come on, man. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. It's listen. I don't want to sit here anymore because there's gonna be a bunch of negative stuff I'm gonna start saying.
Nah, not even. Knicks just gotta consolidate. That's all. You know what they gotta do. You look at this roster right now. I love Obi, but if Fox is on the table right now, I'm shipping some of these dudes out for Fox. Now, the ideal trade for me is Randall for Fox, centered around Randall and Fox. But if I want to keep the talent that I got and knowing that I got Tibbs, I'm trading for Fox. And if Obi gotta go, some of them other kids, they gotta go. That's the type of time I'm on. Randall's gonna have to make it work. Nobody else. Fox, I know Fox is gonna come and play. So as long as Randall he's with it, then go get me Fox because I want a point guard. I'm tired of not having one, bro. I'm sick of it.
I think there's a lot of young guards out there that we can get. Fox being one of them, but Sacramento's not gonna make it easy at all.
Yeah. We got access though. You know, we can package some of these guys quickly, like they said, whoever. You know, we have to make a decision because we also got Deuce too. Because I believe in Deuce just as much as I believe in Quickly. So we got to pick one, really.
Yeah, man. I want to see Deuce on the floor.
This is why we need to consolidate. Like addition by subtraction, like would be amazing right now. You know what I'm saying? I think we can figure out something to do. Not that I don't like these guys. I don't dislike Kemba. I don't dislike like anyone, any Burks. I just feel like if you're gonna commit to any of these young guys you have in your team, you have to make a move on some of these older guys. Like you don't bring in Cam Reddish if you don't expect to play him enough minutes to see. Are we going to give this guy a contract next year? Like you don't make that move without that in mind. You have to give him an opportunity to prove that he's worth his contract, especially if he's coming from a situation where he wanted to prove he was worth it and he didn't get that opportunity. Why would you trade for a player who wants that opportunity and then not give it to them? So that's the only way to me it makes sense that there's more coming down the line. But I don't know. I don't know what move is out there that someone's gonna want.
Quick last question for the three of you. Who is untradeable
Is that
Leon
the question?
Rose?
That's the question. He said
Leon Rose. Leon Rose is
I'll
untradeable.
say this. Everyone's tradable, but it seems like this team has committed to the RJ timeline. So clearly RJ is not going to go anywhere.
For you.
No.
Like if you're creating this team and you're saying, all right, listen, I'm going to these guys are going to
me or
for you.
for
like not
the team.
Not the team, yes, but what do you if you were right now in the driver's seat saying, all right, I am going to take control over the Knicks, and this is who I think we should trade in order to make this team better. Who am I keeping? Who am I gonna build the team around?
Who is the one person that I'm gonna build the
not
team
one person
around?
I'm not limiting to one. Who do you think is just you want on your team, and then all the other pieces you will build around them?
All right, let me look at the list of the players that's on this team right now. Let's just throw it up on the screen real quick. Right? So if we look at, of course, we can't include Derrick Rose in this. He's the only player here that we really can't include in Nerlens Noel, but let's not go there. We're gonna get Joe mad if we start talking about Nerlens Noel. But okay, so let's go down the list. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, Taj Gibson, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, Miles McBride. I went and said all of those names, and there was maybe 4 to 5 guys that I would consider keeping.
Who?
And it would
That's
be
the question. Who?
The guys with around the same timeline that I think can develop together. RJ, Quentin Grimes, Quickley, Obi, and Miles.
Okay.
Everybody else can go.
All right.
I mean, and that's not to say that RJ is untradeable. I just think on this team, if we don't have anyone else to replace RJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't even think RJ.
No explanation.
Honestly, I don't even think RJ is untradeable. But I'm saying if we're going off of what we have on this roster right now, and you want to build around it, those are maybe the 4 guys that I'm not moving, just so I can make some more moves around it.
Cool. Hero.
I don't like anybody on this team. Actually, I'm just a Knicks fan. I just love the Knicks. I can see how the guys that's on the roster, I can see how it could work. So I'm just going off of that, trying to figure out how we can get these pieces together. But I don't like RJ. I don't like Julius. I don't like Mitch. I don't like Evan. I don't like Walker. I can go down the line.
You would just blow the whole team, but that's not really a good strategy to blow.
Well, not to blow up the team. I wouldn't blow up the team, but I mean, like, with some of these guys, I don't have no ties to none of them. So if something came up, if somebody asked for any of these guys, I wouldn't be like, nah. I'd be like, okay, let's see if we get it to work.
You need focus in order to make trade. You can't just be like, all right. You gotta trade out.
Right, you gotta know your direction in order to make the right kind of trade.
But ask Tom Thibodeau what his direction is. Because he got me.
I'm asking you.
He got us looking crazy the way he plays.
We already know Tom. He.
Well, if I can do that, I got to get rid of Tom Thibodeau because he's not the coach working for me. So I got to get a coach in there that I believe that will work with this roster. And once you get it working the way that it should, to the best, then I could do that. Because I mean,
so you're saying you want Steve Kerr?
I don't know about Steve Kerr, but somebody, I'll take Rick Derula. Whoever else want to coach this team.
You don't want me. I stay because I need some answers, man. Because I see Eru. He doesn't want to. Answer
that was my answer though.
It's hard to answer.
That was my answer because I mean, Julius Randle.
It's not hard. It's not hard because like right now, that's what the head office is dealing with right now. Who are we going to focus this team around, and who are we willing to let go of? Not to say that you wouldn't part with anybody, but you have to have some core people that you're going to say, all right, if I can get him this, then our team will be better. If I can get this player this, then our team would be better. So that's what I'm asking.
Stay. Well,
you're muted.
You muted, bro. You muted.
I'm always under the mindset of the future because we're 2 years away from being 2 years away. So for me, absolutely RJ Barrett, we know this, but RJ Barrett is for like later on reasons. That's for like after 2024 reasons. The real reason why I want to keep him. But RJ, Radish, because you can't win chips without
Cam was on his team.
Can't win chips without wings. You need wings to win championships.
Cam, I probably won't trade.
RJ, Cam.
So the guy that you haven't seen play yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's how bad the Knicks perimeter defense is.
Wow.
I'm saying you would.
All right, wait. Let him finish. Because we'll spin out. Go ahead.
RJ, Cam, Quentin Grimes.
Okay.
And for me, Mitchell Robinson. Because when I look at another championship contender, right? AKA the Phoenix Suns. How many of their kids that they drafted right now is in their rotation? They got 4. So I usually see minimum 4 kids that an organization.
All 4 of them are lottery picks, though.
Yeah, but you still got 4 of your kids, so it doesn't matter.
Forget about lottery picks. They're just good. They're good players.
You got 4 of your kids.
DeAndre Ayton is a number 1 pick.
He's a kid.
Number 1 pick, though.
But that's your kid.
Out of 60 guys that went that night, he was the first one.
That's not.
Aside from that, though,
doesn't mean anything, though.
No. What I'm saying is, if it's different than what we have, we don't have any lottery picks outside of RJ Barrett. That's ours. You know
I agree with Rick. That shouldn't matter because Mitchell Robinson is supposed to be the great one, right? State will keep him. So Mitchell Robinson. But listen, listen. He's supposed to at least give me 10 rebounds coming into the gym. You know, he should be able to do that.
Listen. Whatever. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now.
I would hope so.
What Mitchell Robinson is doing right now is overachieving.
So that's why I don't want to keep him. I don't want to keep none of these guys. None of these guys are good.
All right.
That's my answer. Nobody on this roster is good. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If what Mitchell Robinson is doing right now is overachieving. The games that Mitchell Robinson is having, let's say, if you just count the last 8 games that Mitch has had, and you lined it up in front of us when we drafted him, and you say, hey, look, these are the kind of games that Mitchell had. You'd be like, what? Hell yeah, I'll take him in the second round. Are you kidding me? He's overachieving. But are we happy with those numbers?
Absolutely not.
Because we're seeing them in real life. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely different than what we drafted him as. So this is what I'm saying. You look at the Suns, that situation is completely different. When was Devin Booker drafted? When was DeAndre Ayton drafted? When was Mikal Bridges drafted? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these guys were drafted high because they were good players.
There's a bunch of teams that got players in their lineups right now.
The Raptors, where have they been ever since? Where have they been since what's his name left, bro?
They got the same damn amount of wins as us, brother.
But they ain't touched the playoffs, and we did.
But they still good players.
Almighty fourth.
But listen. Listen. You gotta listen. But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, can you compare anything that the Raptors got to what the Suns got?
Well, they got a ring.
Yeah, and let's not go there. Let's not go there. Because that's clear. We know what that was about. But anyway,
I get what you're saying, though. Apollo, I get what you're saying.
All right,
you see what I'm saying? Like,
can I simplify it real quick? When I say minimum 4 players, it does not matter where you're drafted. As long as you're drafted by that said organization, 4 of the players that you homegrown is in your rotation and you're actually competing with them. That's the reason why I'm willing to sacrifice some of the kids to get a guy like Fox. And I don't give a damn if Randall don't fit with Fox. Make it work.
But there's no way they're gonna take a bunch of our kids for De'Aaron Fox.
No.
Well, we got a lot of draft picks too.
I know, that's why I would.
They're not taking. Listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you.
They not.
If we had De'Aaron Fox, what would you want for him? Let's ask that question.
Well, look at their roster. They what is Sacramento doing? They don't know what they're doing either. So, I know one thing. They have 2 point guards probably that could eventually start for them. They got the Davion Mitchell and then they got Halliburton. So they don't need a point guard. They can really just get rid of Fox because they don't even want. That team is bugged out. They don't even want Buddy Hill anymore.
Whoa. They can just get rid of Fox.
Yeah,
because they got Halliburton. They got
Halliburton
and Davion Mitchell.
He wouldn't need a lot for him, is what he's trying to say, because they don't really.
No. What I'm saying,
I mean, they can use Fox to get another player, to get somebody else that they can use, because they already got 2 starting point guards, basically, Halliburton and Davion Mitchell. So they don't need Fox.
What do we really want? This is what I'm asking. Like, if they really, if he was their best point guard, why are they trying to trade him and keep the other ones?
Because you just drafted 2 point guards and back.
Yeah, because Halliburton could start.
That is their fault. Why would you do that instead of developing the point guard that you drafted to be your starting point guard?
Fox is already developed already. Fox is already developed,
and clearly they've made their decision. They're like, all right, well, we're out of here. Like, he's not going to be the guy, because they went and drafted other point guards.
Yeah. So I mean, Fox could be. That's what I'm saying. Fox could be had. Right now they probably could use Obi. They will have use for Obi, because Halliburton with Davion will probably unlock Obi a little bit better on that roster, because they're not trying to win or nothing. So I mean, you throw Obi out there, and then whatever fillers you can make, and then just throw a whole bunch of draft picks on there, and then please take it. Help me, please.
They don't know what the hell they're doing out there.
They don't.
It's very odd. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're drafting a whole bunch. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think they just take players.
It looks like they're picking the best player that they have available.
Exactly.
Which is something that we haven't done ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that.
Bagley, bro, over some future Hall of Famers. That is incredible. Nobody's really saying much about that. Bro, then we had the nerve to bench the dude too. On top of it,
bro, we could have had that same Tyrese Halliburton, but we went with Obi. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying Marvin Bagley, they drafted him over Luka and all these other guys. Yeah, but I mean, that's crazy, bro.
Only reason why I'm not mad at that is because he was a star big coming out of college, and usually when there's a star big coming out of college, they're good in the league. Usually, but
Jordan Hill. No.
I'm talking about Marvin Bagley.
That's what happened. Yo, Jordan Hill averaged 18 and 10 when he was in Arizona. So he was supposed to have been the man too.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is they needed a center. They didn't need a point guard like us. We needed a point guard, and they drafted a center. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they fucked up.
Apollo, this is draft strategy 101. You never, ever, 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 ever pick the big over the guard or the wing.
Nah.
Never ever. I knew you were supposed to pick Luka over Marvin Bagley, where he made the dude fall using the Rucker Park move overseas, and he won MVP at 17. You can't.
Yeah, listen, bro. If they're gonna sit here and continue to draft point guard, they could have picked Trae Young that year too if they was really about it like that. You know,
that's what I'm
like,
trying to say.
Just bring
Sacramento is bugged out.
They bugged out over there.
They got Buddy Hill over there, man, and they got Buddy Hill coming off the bench, and they're not even winning. It's not like they did it and now they're winning. They got him coming off the bench. Like, why? Why you doing that? You know?
Yeah, man. I'm pretty much at the point where let's just try to let's figure out what these other teams want. Let's figure out. Let's just talk to these guys. And let's just get some trades going. You know what I mean? Because the longer you sit and wait, the longer the league gets to see the flaws of the guys you got, and their value decreases. You know what I'm saying? And unless you're out here really developing these guys. You know what I mean? I don't really see that happening too much because they're just out there playing veterans as far as I'm concerned, which is why I'm concerned about the development of Cam Reddish. But that's another topic, another podcast, another show. I do. You just said something, State?
Oh no, I can't wait for Reddish. Go ahead.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for Reddish. But that's to see RJ out there and Cam Reddish, like 2 wings playing basketball that are actually deserving of minutes in New York. I don't remember the last time I actually saw that. So hopefully he's good enough. Get that ankle right, because you're gonna play a lot of minutes. Tibbs ain't gonna. If you're good enough, he's gonna play you a lot of minutes. And if you're looking at what Grimes is doing, he's good enough, and he's playing the minutes. You know, we talk about that youth thing, and he doesn't play the young guys. He plays the guys that prove it, and that's one thing I'm gonna give Tibbs. he plays the guys that prove it. If that wasn't true,
not always.
I mean, listen, if it wasn't true, Grimes wouldn't be playing. Because if you look at it, that's a loaded ass position, but Grimes is still getting minutes. You know what I mean? Like that's just the only way I can look at that. It's a loaded position. Huh?
Why you think he getting minutes?
Because he plays defense and he hits shots. I mean, nobody else really does that at his position. Nobody.
Apollo.
Name me.
I love you,
Who
bro.
else? Who else?
I love you,
Kevin
bro.
Knox.
MSG politics is what?
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. He just drafted the guy. You got to play him. If that was the case, he would have played Obi more last year.
Come on.
And that's not
why. You know why, Grimes.
So, and you know what I'm saying? He's the number 8 pick, and he's still getting 10 minutes this year. You know what I mean? Like, it's not politics. He plays the guy that earns the minutes, bro. Like, he does. That's just what he's doing.
Off on that?
Bro, he's playing the guys that are earning the minutes. If Tibbs was letting Obi earn those minutes, Obi would be on the court.
Apollo being soft, man.
Yo, how am I being soft?
I don't like that, bro.
Bro, so Obi's showing you that he needs to play?
Bro, he hustled, bro. He needs to play, bro. He needs to play.
He's showing you more than Grimes. So he and Grimes is showing you completely different things out there.
Bro, there is no planet where this Knicks team where you could tell me Taj gets 25 minutes and quickly and Obi gets way less than Taj. There's no reasoning behind that. Bro.
So you mean to tell me that the only reason Grimes is playing is because he was a 25th pick and not because he earned those minutes?
He earned his minutes, but we knew he was going to play because this management picked him. We knew he was going to play.
We didn't know shit. Let's be
real.
Don't
do that.
We didn't know. We didn't know. You know why we didn't know? Because we just now brought in Evan Fournier and paid him $17 million. We didn't know that.
So why do you think fans are saying that Tibbs would never bench Evan Fournier? Because of his contract. I didn't see ever exposed to a
which is why we didn't know. Which is exactly why we didn't know Grimes was gonna play these minutes.
All right, protect the coach.
I'm not protecting the coach. All I'm saying is, if I was the coach, I'm gonna play who's earning it, and it clearly looks like Grimes is earning it to me. That's all I'm saying. It just looks like Grimes is earning his minutes. It's not like he's just throwing guys out there that's not earning their minutes, bro. And Obi's like sitting there like, yo, where's my minutes? Like the only guys that's playing over him that shouldn't be playing over him is Grimes. That's it. There's nobody out there playing more minutes than Obi that shouldn't be playing more minutes than Obi. Grimes is out there earning those minutes in a loaded position, bro. That kid, and they asked for him in that Cam Reddish trade. They said no because they want that kid to be there. Grimes isn't going nowhere, is all I'm saying. If there's one player I know that they're going to commit to, that's going to be a role player, it's easy for them to sign team-friendly contracts, it's going to be Grimes. He's their new Burks going forward. Like, this way it's easy for them to move off of Burks' contract. But that's just my point of view on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Grimes deserves to play over Obi. He does. Yeah, I mean, that's Joe is saying. He's just showing it on both ends of the floor. He's just proving it. That's really it. Not that Obi doesn't deserve it. It's just Obi has to outplay fucking Julius Randle, bro. Like he's got a tough task ahead of him.
You got to put Grimes in the corner instead of Obi. That started right there. You know, if they're swinging the ball, put Grimes in the corner. He's gonna knock that shit down every single time.
Every single time. You see when Grimes is in the corner, he's gonna pull it, and then he's gonna pull it with people closing out and still knock it down. That's what I want to see. But that's all we got. It's 12 o'clock in New York or wherever on the East Coast.
Yeah, a good 30-minute podcast, man. So
yeah,
just gonna be 30 minutes today.
I was sitting there say 30 minutes, and I said, "Damn,
no way,
I shouldn't have said it."
Times 3.
But listen, man, that's really all we got. We play. Who do we play on Thursday? We play the New Orleans Pelicans on Thursday. And it just gets tougher. Then Sunday we play the Clippers. We play the hot Cavs on Monday.
Cavs blew out the Nets.
The Nets, yeah. Then you got the Heat, Bucks. Like the next 5 games are tough.
Heat.
Oh my God. No, the next 2 months is tough. Go look at the schedule for the next.
Yeah, that's why I was hoping we pulled this one out.
We have the third toughest road. Yeah,
we played Miami 4 times down the stretch, man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, that's gonna be fun to watch. Listen, man, I say they figure out what they're gonna do, the direction they're gonna have. Make a move and commit to minutes for those guys as soon as you possibly can, because you got a long season ahead of you, and I don't know how we're gonna do it with this schedule that I'm looking at right here in front of me. It's gonna be very, very tough. So we're looking more like a playing team right now, especially with how we're playing. If we were playing better basketball, then I would say that it's possible for us to end up in, a top 6 seed, but we're looking like 7 to 10 right now. Let's just be honest. Hopefully when Derrick Rose comes back, he can bring us some more of that energy. Hopefully when Cam Reddish starts, he can bring us some of what Derrick Rose brought us after he was, traded here last year. That can give us a spark.
Save the season, bro.
Yeah, save the season. But shout out to the chat. If you're in here, please hit that like button. Joe says you can say it, Cat. We're screwed. Listen, man. I didn't want to throw that bad juju, no pun intended, out in the atmosphere.
But it's schedules like this that shows whether the coaching staff knows how to handle the team. Because I'm telling you, it's about the matchups. Mm-hmm. But whatever. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hella tough. Like I said, make some moves so that you can commit to a lineup and just play them. I mean, because if you're gonna be bad, you're gonna be bad. Hit that like. What's that?
Just click it. Use the mouse and click it.
Use the mouse. Use the mouse and click that like button, man. That's it. Just pay us with a like. That's all we ask for. For some reason, Facebook has not let me go live for the past week and a half, and they won't even tell me. They're like, you're temporarily blocked for whatever the hell reason. But thumbs up to Facebook, and hopefully they figure the hell out over there. Not your thumb. Not your thumb. But shit, man, that's really it. Hopefully we can get a dub versus the Pelicans and you can have something good to talk about. But that's really it. That's all I got, man. Thank you guys for tuning into the Garnets podcast. Eru, Rick, State, man, you guys got any last words you want to throw in there?
I just wish they hit their foul shots. This game would have been a dub if we just hit our foul shots. I know I probably should have said it earlier, but that's my last thing. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. The last 10 possessions was retarded, man. We lost the game the last 10 possessions.
State, what you saying? Yeah. State, what you gonna say?
Win some damn games, bro. I'm tired of talking about losses, bro. I hate talking about the loss, bro. It's mad aggravating.
My last point. My bad.
I was just gonna say, Cam Reddish and Derrick Rose, please get healthy and get back ASAP.
I saw Derrick Rose out there today. He had his boot on, so it don't look like he's anywhere near trying to get back on the court.
Yeah. Well, my last comment was, San Antonio got a 2028 second round pick. 2028, man. We are getting old.
God. 2022 it is right now. Like it just started like 3 weeks ago, and we're talking about 2028 picks.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that is incredible.
Shout out to those GMs making those plays. Man, that's I don't know, man. I don't know if I could do it.
Knicks done already won 2 titles already about 2028. Huh?
You said the Knicks?
Yeah, we'll be on a 2-title win streak already. We going for the 3rd.
Yeah, let me get that pack, bro.
I love that energy, man.
You forgot we gonna have a super team in 2026?
Listen, whatever pack you got.
He's talking about 4 years. He's dead serious.
Yo, I'm dead. Yo, the cap go up 171 in 2025. I fully expect a super team.
The last thing I gotta say, that's a long time. The last thing I gotta say before we get out of here is that I heard through just some unknown sources that probably shouldn't even be taken seriously that Tom Thibodeau's not gonna make it past the 2023 trade deadline. But that's all I gotta say. Hopefully we talk about that another day and ponder on that. But that's it. Y'all have a good one. And until next time.
That's great news.
Take care. Peace.
Peace.